Hello everyone out there in YouTube world. Yeah, I had I think he's a subscriber, I'm not too sure, Luke Linnell, made a comment on one of my videos with photo stills from the UK Martial Arts Show this year. And he said he was moved by it, wasn't he, Max?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and Luke just wants to know about my martial arts journey and how it started. Well, as some of you know, I come from the Windrush generation, from when they came over. My dad came over in 1952 on the Windrush ship, and he met Mum 1960. It was 1961, and Mum got married at 17, and she was pregnant at 17, and then the first one in our family was born 1962. Then my other brother Stuart was born 1965. I was born 1966, and then my sister 67. Then her brother 68. Then my sister 1970. Then my younger brother 1972. Then another brother 1974. Then a younger brother and another brother 77, and then the last one 1980. And we adopted, of course, our Tina in 1980. Around about 1982, 83. So, yeah, a very big family. Right, so yeah, Luke, my martial arts journey started in 1975 when I saw Bruce Lee on the TV program called Tiswas. And all I could do was just show a little clip from the movie, Enter the Dragon. And it was a fight scene, which is a very famous part of the movie, where he takes out all the guards, and they could just show only a small clip of that, with it being an 18-year-old movie. So all I could do was just show that bit. And yeah, I was sitting on the sofa with my dad at the time. And yeah, that was it, man. That was the Isaac Newton light bulb moment. 100% it was. So yeah, and that was it. That was just like love at first. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. It was just like watching a superhero with superpowers, but this was a real life human being doing those amazing moves. And even at that age, I could tell that Bruce Lee was a real martial artist. I could really clearly see that. And then over the years, Bruce Lee had been dubbed for just being an actor. But no, he was a real life martial artist. So yeah, and I mean, prior to that, of course, Dad used to teach us boxing when we were young toddlers, you know. Because Dad did it in Jamaica, but he only did boxing. That's just like a keep fit thing for him, really. And how Father learned how to box, there was a thing they did in Jamaica. If you had a dispute with a fellow classmate and you wanted to fight that person, they would put boxing gloves on you and you'd sort it out in the ring, but under boxing rules. So that's the way Dad had to learn how to box, and he was quite good with his fists, from what I know as a young man growing up. So yeah, and then yeah, again, as I mentioned, the Bruce Lee moment. And that was it. I just wanted to learn martial arts. My first ever martial arts experience I come across, actually, because my dad used to be in a group called Jimmy Mack and the Reason Why, in the early 70s. And they used to do their rehearsals at the YMCA club in Broad Street, Wolverhampton. And whilst Dad used to go there, he used to take us up there as well, when we were young ones, to listen to the music and stuff like that. And this was like in the basement part of the YMCA. And then upstairs, I could hear them making all these funny shouting noises, and I was thinking, what's going on here? And I could hear these, which I now know are called kiais in Japanese martial arts. So kiai is a transition of when you're performing a method of a punch or a kick or a block, or even a throw. But yeah, I was fascinated with these loud noises they would make, so I snuck upstairs, and I was spying through the opening in the door, just very slightly, and I could see these, I didn't know what they were at the time. They were wearing these white gis, which I now know, but to me they were like pyjamas back then. And some of them had these funny coloured belts, which I now know the reason about how the belting system was, but there was like, I could see yellow belts, and I could see white belts, and I could see green, I could see blue, orange, I could see brown and black. And the main man, who I now know, is Dr. Joshua Johnson, MBE. He obviously had his black belt on, and he was taking control of the teaching the class. And yeah, I used to spy on them every time they did their rehearsal at the YMCA. I'd sneak upstairs to spy on them. And you know what I used to do at home? I used to practice these moves. Whenever I got a chance to practice them, from what I could remember, practicing them. Very famous move called Jordan UK head block. With a Gakizuki punch, which is a twisting punch from karate, and Meigeri front kick, which is a front kick, and Mawashigeri, which is the roundhouse kick, one of my favourite kicks I was back then. And yeah, I had to practice all these moves, and I didn't know what it was at the time, what the discipline was. I just knew that we were brilliant. So yeah, and when I was at the time, I was at Heath Town Junior School, and I was about 9 at the time, and they took us to Heath Town Swimming Baths, which is just basically around the corner from Heath Town Junior School. It was walking distance, and you had a choice. You was given a choice to either go swimming or do judo. So I was thinking judo. What's judo? So I asked what it was, and he said it's a Japanese martial arts where you learn about throwing techniques, wrestling moves, and hold downs, and so on. So yeah, I would say I'm going to want to do judo, and that was part of it. Then that was really good, you know, Max, because we was one of very few schools who did that. Heath Town Junior School.
Quite lucky then.
I was very, very lucky and blessed. So, and then I found out who the sensei was, because sensei, I wanted to know what sensei was. It's the master, it's the name for master. And Mac Abbott's, bless him, was the sensei for. They had long black hair, Mac did back then. And yeah, I started doing judo with him. Meanwhile, I was still learning karate by going to the YMCA with my dad and the group, and spying on Joshy Johnson's class at the time. And apparently I found out Josh knew I was watching all the time, so I was invited to him through my dad, because my dad knew Joshy, to learn Wada Ryu karate. But the Bruce Lee image was always in my head, because I always wanted to learn Kung Fu. And even when the Kwai Chan Kane series come out, I thought, I wanted to learn Kung Fu as well. The Shaolin monk stuff was really fascinating. I was blown away by that, seeing that. But Bruce Lee was the main thing inside my head. Bruce Lee. Nothing but Bruce Lee. Nothing else really mattered, even though I thought, well, I might as well learn some of the things, in relation to the martial arts. So, until one day, eventually, I met someone who did learn some Jeet Kune Do, which was Bruce Lee's martial arts system, the way of the intercepting fist, which some of you may know or may not know what it's called, Jeet Kune Do. And it's a Cantonese name, Jeet Kune Do is. So yeah, and then we left Heath Town in 1978. I was just turning 12 that year. And then we to a place called the Stafford Road and Forward Houses. And then I lost contact with the judo because, you know, back then we come from, well, a working class type of family, but Dad had to give up work to look after Mum because of a disability. So yeah, we couldn't really afford to travel anywhere, just local. And at the time, there wasn't any martial art class places I could go to because the judo at the time was way too far from where we lived. It was too far. So yeah, I went to Penderford High School, and I linked up with God bless him, rest in peace, Mr. Derek Barton. I linked up with him at school because I used to get bullied a lot. I got bullied a lot from my almost entire school life. But yeah, I linked up with Derek Barton, and then I found out Derek was a student of Lau Gar Kung Fu. I thought, wow, Kung Fu finally. And then I found out Derek used to go to classes up in the Dudley Martial Arts Centre on the Dudley High Street up in Dudley Town. And the teacher of that was Sifu Ken Holt, and his master was Grandmaster Yao, his name was, if I remember. And I didn't know this, but he had a Lau Gar Kung Fu club in Wolverhampton, Red Line Street, where the old police station used to be. Let's have it there. And I didn't know. If I'd known, I would have gone in for that straight away. I wouldn't have hesitated. But I didn't know at the time. But sometimes with Kung Fu schools back then like that, they were very selective about the people who they took on as students. They didn't take on everybody as such back then. But yeah, I was very fortunate, and Derek, bless him, invited me to come and be a student of the Lau Gar Kung Fu system back then when I was 13 years old. So yeah, that was, oh gosh, that was brilliant. Because I remember coming into the club, these steep steps coming up into the club, and you open up the door, and in the dojo, you got all the mats on the floor and you could see all the weapons, and I was just like mesmerised. And what really got me there was a picture from the Snake and Eagle Shadow. For some of you may know about that Jackie Chan movie with Simon Yun, the old drunk man that was in. He was the master of the Snake Kung Fu style, and there was a big poster of it on the back wall, and that was amazing seeing that. And that was the image that was burnt into my mind as well. But the Bruce Lee one again was the main thing. So I thought, wow, I'm learning some Kung Fu stuff here now. And yeah, I was like having bits and bobs of what I was just, judo that I learned, to practice that even though I couldn't get to go to judo. And then I found out Joshie Johnson had other clubs in Wolverhampton, and one of them was at Penderford Youth Club, which is on the grounds of Penderford High School where I was going. So again, that was another bonus for me. And then meanwhile I was still learning the Lau Gar Kung Fu with Derek Barton. And then I was learning Wado Ryu karate. And you know, Joshie, bless him, he didn't mind me learning other stuff because, you know, you get some martial arts systems back then. They wanted you to only stick with their system of martial arts. Well, because of Bruce Lee, because I knew Bruce Lee then, he had learned different systems over the years, and he took the best from those systems, what he wanted to learn. Even some of them weren't martial arts style systems, like fencing. With the Jeet Kune Do on guard stance, that is actually from foil fencing. That stance alone without the sword. So, yeah, but yeah, so that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. Learn what I could learn. I never entered any competitions because Joshie at one time wanted me to enter, but I said no, Josh, I'm all right. I just wanted to learn self-defense. About the belt grade, I said no, I don't want to learn this. The belt grade, I just want to learn the techniques of the Wado Ryu system. And the same with the Lau Gar Kung Fu as well. They asked me if I wanted to compete, and I said no, I just want to learn some of the systems, the conditioning systems, even some of the weapon forms. You know, I just want to learn. It has a health way to life and the self-defense way to life too. So I understood where I was coming from with that. But yeah, Sifu Ken Holt, God rest in peace, Sifu Ken Holt. He didn't know that I was there practicing Wada Ryu, but yeah, Joshie Johnson knew that I was practicing there Laogar. And yeah, 19 years of age, I started working the doors at the Old Eves nightclub, which became Ritz's nightclub, which was bought out by a company called UK Leisure. And I linked up with this guy, white chap, bless you, Mike, who was learning a very unusual system of Kung Fu called Mian Quan Pai, which means, in English terms, the way of the flexible fist system. And it's a martial arts system that's not used for competitive competition. It's a stuff for street martial arts survival. And I'll tell you now, I've learned some stuff in my time, but this one is very deadly. And what I learned from that system, wow, not for the faint-hearted, to say the least, because the training methods, what we used to do, again, was not for the faint-hearted. Imagine, right, just having your bottoms, bare-topped, nothing on your feet, and you're outside in the freezing snow. Because where Steve Roberts, he had his martial arts studio in Warsaw, Georgetown, just out, not far from where Sadler Centre is, and he converted his little house into a dojo. And yeah, every Sunday morning, me and Mick would go there. Mick could pick me up in his little car, and we'd go and practice there for a couple of hours of just martial arts methods for the streets and dealing with violent confrontations, and we'd learn all the methods about that as well, and the techniques of dealing with very aggressive and dangerous people. And we create scenarios of people threatening to take your life out and stuff like that. And it was just brilliant, man. One of the best martial arts systems I've ever learned, Mian Quan Pai. And people never really heard it because it was one of those martial arts systems which was for only closed door people or people within the professional system, you know, professionalism of security, for bodyguards, things like that. And in between as well, this is how much I love the martial arts across the board. I even started to learn jiu-jitsu from Carl Wedderburn, bless you Carl. And his master, or his sensei, was Rick Clark, and he was a well-known and accomplished jiu-jitsu master. And we used to have those classes at the Wolfram College gym, by the sports hall we used to use next to the gym. And yeah, that was quite an amazing martial arts to learn. So other people were quite surprised that I've learnt all that, and I said, well, you can check these guys out and they'll tell you all about me, what I was like. Because people just think these days now I just do the Tai Chi and the Qigong and stuff like that. They don't know about my other martial arts background. So this is why I'm doing this video for young Luke Linnell. So yeah, so getting back to just learning the things that I've learnt, and books as well. My beloved Maxine, I'll tell you the books that I've got on my martial arts knowledge. I've got my own mini library, and that's the thing with martial arts as well. I've known some people who've learned some disciplines over the years, but yet they don't know the knowledge about what they've learned. They've just learned the practical skills. To be clever up here, you've got to be knowledgeable. Alright, darling. Yeah. So yeah, you've got to be very knowledgeable about what you're learning, because Bruce, that's where I get that from. Bruce Lee, that's the way he was. Books, they help the brain. Excuse me. That's a lovely cup of tea, my dear.
It is, thank you, darling.
No, thank you. But yes, so yeah, so now I'm celebrating over 50 years as a martial arts practitioner. And yeah, to get recognised, that was really something else, which was unexpected, wasn't it, Max? Completely unexpected. And obviously it was a horrible thing that happened to me, but which caused for the for me to be inducted into the UK Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Wow, still can't believe that. Wow, that's unheard of. That's unheard of, it really is.
But very worthy, darling.
Oh, bless you.
Very worthy.
And yeah, and when I had my first ever magazine exposure, that was quite a bizarre thing how it happened. There used to be a place, a training centre, health centre in Wolverhampton called Healthlands International, and it was at Bentley Bridge. So I used to do a lot of my conditional training there, flexibility work training, and I never trained like anybody else. I was very different. I didn't want to be a part of that crowd of fitness people and what have you. I wanted to do the things that I've learnt over the years about body strengthening, conditioning and stuff like that, and meditative stuff. And I used to do in a corner on my own, away from everybody. But yeah, I used to get people come up to me and bother me and ask me for that. I said, well, they've got fitness people at this place, yeah. And they'd say, yeah, but Andrew, what you know, these guys are just kids in comparison to what I know. I said, yeah, but come on, man, this is the stuff I'm keeping for myself. And I said, but I can advise you on certain things. But again, if you want to know about, just speak to them people. I'm not being rude. I've come here to train, to mind my own business, to do my own thing. And yeah, I had a 3-year contract with them. And I think it was in my second year of my contract. I used to see this guy who I recognised called Brian Newbury. Now, how I know Brian Newbury was from Waltham College, the gym there, because they had a bodybuilding gym there. And that was the same gym where I met Dorian Yates in 1987. And he actually was at the Waltham show. And he was there as a guest poser, and I competed in amateur bodybuilding competitions. I just, I thought I'd give that a go. I did that for just only a few years, and but yeah, I had the honour and the privilege to meet the 6 times Mr. Olympia. This is before Dorian Yates ever competed in the Olympia, 1987, and he was there, and I got to speak with him. Big man, about as tall as me, but whoa, talk about barn door. Big man. And he was also, a lot of people don't know this, but Dorian Yates, he's got a black belt in karate as well. I think he was Wadaryu, or it was the other one, Shotokan. Yeah, he had a black belt in second dan in karate. Not many people do know that about Dorian Yates. But yeah, so he collected my books, and yeah, seeing Brian Newbury, and he kept looking at me, and then he approached me the one time. And he said, Andrew, you're a martial artist, aren't you? I said, yeah. I said to him, I've dabbled in it a bit. He said, you ever fought in any tournaments? I said, no, I'll just use it as a way of life. He says, oh, really? That's interesting. I said, well, right, why do you ask? He says, well, and I interview people, fitness people for a martial arts company called Combat. I said, Combat Magazine? He said, yeah. I said, wow. Yeah, this was 2002, early 2002, and he said, yeah, I could get you an interview. I said, really? Wow. So, what, me? Yeah, because you're very different, and you got this thing about you, this aura thing going on. I said, oh, bless you. I said, there's a lot of people who used to say that I got this aura thing going on. But he says, yeah, I really want to get you in there, get your feature. So it took a bit of a while to get, it took a few months for it to actually come to light. So yeah, I had the photo shoot at the Avion Leisure Centre in Birmingham, and there were some jiu-jitsu guys there, and there was some karate guys, and one of them recognised me. He used to be a student of Josh's, and yeah, I was wearing my Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon black and white cuffed kung fu suit. And yeah, I eventually got featured in the February 2003 edition. I was in the full-page feature, and it was an honour to be, and I still got a copy to this date. So yeah, so that was an amazing thing. And then when the magazine had come out, because I was working at BT's department store then as a loss prevention officer, I'd get people come up to me who'd actually got the magazine, they say, "Oh, Andrew, can we have your autograph?" I said, "My autograph? Why?" I said, "Yeah, were you in this magazine?" Oh, yes, it's Combat. You know, it's really good. I said, "Oh, okay." So it's very weird doing this. I'll tell you, even to this day, I still find it weird and bizarre, don't I, Max?
Yeah.
I really do.
Very humble.
So yeah, even one of the guys used to cut my hair back then at David Hoff's hair salon for men and women. Yeah, one of the guys had a copy of it there, and he was showing it around to the staff. Oh, is that him? God, wow, we didn't realise he was that well known. I'm just me, man. I'm just but you're in a Combat magazines was read all around the world, in 137 countries. So it was read. So yeah, it was a very big magazine. Not as big as Black Belt Martial Arts magazine, but it's still a big one. And yeah, so that was bizarre being featured in there. And then the internet craze came in, what, 2000, and when did it start? About 2004, was it? MySpace and all that. Never really got involved with it, not until when Facebook came along. Oh gosh. But anyway. So yeah, that was really quite something for me to be in combat. And also the Expression Style, they did a feature on me as well, following the magazine edition. So yeah, and I was putting the column next to George Clooney's feature on the Star feature page. Because if you know the Star feature page, they used to have an Expression Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put me in there next to George Clooney of all people. I thought, okay, and then people was wondering, Andrew, what's this in combat? You know, I said, it's like, yeah, okay, so I'll go and have a look at it, yeah, whatever. So yeah, and I started to get into the more meditative aspects of what I do, and Tai Chi became a massive part of my life then. I'd say probably in the early 2000s, about 2001, around about that time I started to get into the Qigong side of things. And yeah, I went through some very bizarre and strange things, going very deep into the practice of Qigong. Stuff I'd read about and heard about, but I wasn't too sure. I was quite sceptical about it. Not anymore. Not anymore. And then that weird and bizarre thing happened to me. Because I meditate, Max will tell you, I'm quite hardcore when it comes to meditating and stuff,
Very.
and I love it. I'm really hardcore about it.
Very.
It's changed my perceptiveness in life completely. And I mean, I see and feel things very differently from most people.
You're very dedicated, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not obsessed with it, but I love it because I know the benefits of it. I should have had major surgery on my left knee. Didn't need to go in the end. Whatever it's done, it's kind of corrected itself. I was using a walking stick for a good while, wasn't I, Max?
You were.
And the Qigong has helped immensely, and it really, really has. But yeah, so yeah, and then come 2015, I got inducted into the UK Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Wow, that was major league, that was. And then they featured me in one of their magazines, Martial Arts Illustrated. That was in 2016, I think it was. Yeah, it's 2016 or 2007. Yeah, 2016, I was in there. Same magazine with Richard Bustillo. Most of you probably know who he is, or who he was, because he passed 2017, the following year when I met him at the UK Martial Arts Hall of Fame Awards at Berkeley-upon-Trent. That was a privilege and an honour to meet him. One of Bruce Lee's first generation students from Seattle. Wow, that was an honour and a privilege to meet him. Even that guy, I was quite shocked he knew about me, but in 2014 I was on Bruce Lee's website with a feature about what happened to me, and my story was shared with Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter. That was something else, and it was put up onto his website. And yeah, got to meet Richard Bustillo. That was really something. That was bless him. And yeah, they got to feature me in the magazine alongside with him and some of the well-known martial artists. So I can mention Chris Strider Blade, who we love, don't we, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you, Chris. And I was getting nominated for awards literally every year after 2015, literally. And then I got eventually nominated for Master Awards. I got 3 of those. Wow. Me a master. I'm just a practitioner. That's who I am. That's how I see myself as. And I will never give myself a label. No, I'll just be me. Andy Chi. And then I got inducted into the world's greatest Masters Martial Arts Hall of Fame Almanac. And that was completely out of the blue as well, by a gentleman called Ted Gambodelli. He lives in Texas, and he was a well-recognised martial artist from all around the world himself. And yeah, that was nice to get that recognition and get featured into that almanac. It was edition number 38. Page number 5. That's where I'm on in there. So I feel you can check it out. You can go on Amazon. And yeah, now I've written 2 books. Well, co-written 2 books. Out of the Darkness, which we launched in 2019, and then Out of the Shadows, which we launched last year, the month of June 2024. So yeah. And that's what I do now these days. It's just been meditating with my beloved, stretch out every day literally, and then do my Tai Chi, or for exercise, and I do these video shorts, and I will stress the point, they're only for entertainment only, and they are an exercise form of Qigong in their own way. So yeah, to all you people who say, oh, this martial arts won't work for this, the martial arts I'm showing you is exercise form, not for self-defense form. There's a massive difference. So yeah, those are just for entertainment and exercise, and I can't stress that enough. So yeah, I think you've covered that, haven't you, Max, really?
Yeah, but you're very humble when you explain stuff. Because I don't think they'll realise how famous you are in the martial arts world. Like you say, you don't do it for competition.
No, it's a way of life.
It's your way of life to teach people health and fitness, especially for the mental well-being.
Yeah, because I'm an advocate for PTSD as well.
Yes.
Because I've been suffering with PTSD from when I was very young, from when I was a child basically. But we didn't know it was PTSD back then.
No.
Probably had a different name.
Well, it wasn't recognised then as that, was it? But they don't know what you've been through to get where you are.
No, they don't. So that's the thing, with some people see my stuff on my channel, they judge me.
Yeah, they're very judgmental.
And they are, with some of the comments I've read. They're very judgmental. Like, when I always say to people, hope all is well with you out there in that world of ours, with the troubles that are out there, because there is. We have wars which are going on in the world. There are wars out there. As I'm speaking right now, there is a war going on. You know.
Well, there's poverty. There's poverty. Wars. In the UK alone, I'm not sure about other countries, but the UK alone, at the moment, there's so much going on.
There is,
with poverty, unsettlement with people coming over illegally.
Yeah, that's trouble, isn't it?
We can't keep our own people. So how are we expected to keep people who come over illegally?
That's true.
There's so much going on in
there
the UK.
Is.
UK, I can't see being the UK again. So when you say whatever's going on, it just means whatever's going on in the world you live in.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be something going on.
Yes, of course there is. Of course
so
there is.
how people can question you for that?
Yeah. Because we have someone who did.
It's ridiculous, really.
It's absurd.
Andrew doesn't do these things to compete against other people.
No,
That's not Andrew. He's too humble to do that. He's not interested in certain forms of martial arts.
No.
He just does what he wants to do now.
Yeah, I do. Well,
basically.
I've been doing it all my life since the 70s.
Exactly.
It's not that I've started doing this new thing, you know. I've been doing the martial arts all my life for over 50 plus years.
I mean, Andrew's had interviews on radio stations, which a lot of you won't know. You don't get interviews on radio stations when you're a no one. But he will never admit that he's a someone. He's not that type of person.
And never will be.
And he's put the proof on, if you bother to look at the things he puts on the channel, for you all to see that.
Yeah. Because last year, December, on the 2nd of December, I was interviewed by BBC Radio Birmingham.
Yes.
Yeah, and I did a video. They did an audio interview. And
you done an interview in Newcastle?
Yeah, I did an interview in Newcastle as well. I've been on the This Morning show as well in 2015 to do my mental health problems. See, a lot of people don't realise.
Andrew's done a lot of charity work.
Yeah, I have actually. I've done a lot of that too.
You know, and he's done a lot of work in schools to help the kids.
For 6 years, yeah.
These are things that he doesn't need to tell people about because he does it for his own satisfaction and to help others.
And to help others, yeah.
But Andrew will not tell you things like this. So I think a lot of people, especially from other countries, think that it's a challenge to them.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can.
Yeah, it's well again.
It, really. But the lad that he's doing this for, well, I assume he's a lad. I don't really know.
Yeah, Luke. What's it called again? Sorry, Luke. I do apologise about this. Luke Linnell. Linnell.
He wanted to know how Andrew has got into these things.
Yeah, because
it's a privilege and it's an honour to be in the Black Belt magazine.
Yeah.
Again, he's never bragged about that.
No, I'm on their website.
You know.
I'm in the World United Martial Arts website as well. He's
nominated every year.
Yeah, the
for
UK
an award at the UK Martial Arts Show.
Every single year. Just me being who I am.
Just for him being who he is, basically. Because he helps a lot of people.
Yeah, and people don't even realise I'm helping.
And I mean, he used his martial arts journey to start off with as a 9-year-old boy to actually help himself. Now, if you buy his books on Amazon, you'll understand where he's coming from. And it got him through a very bad time.
Very dark.
A dark time.
Very dark time it was. Very dangerous.
As a 9-year-old child.
Yeah.
In his coping mechanism of it all. But you need to read the books to know. It's no good asking the questions like some from America or wherever they come from do. You know, he's all about Andrew. He's helping. And trying to let people see that there is life out there where you can help yourselves.
Yeah.
And what he does in the day and the mornings and that, what he puts on these channels, is all for the benefit of others.
Yeah,
it's not to show off.
No.
He does his own form of different martial arts mixed in for the benefit of keeping fit. Sorry.
It's all right.
Keeping fit. I mean, the man, even though he doesn't look it, he's 60 soon.
You wouldn't think it, would you?
He's not wanting to show off.
Nah, I don't do that stuff.
It's not him.
No.
And as I say, he's tried to help like school children at schools.
Yeah.
When he's done demonstrations to show what he's got. And I mean, I don't need to say this, I don't need to praise him. All Andrew is to me is my partner. So he'll always just be Andrew to me.
Yeah.
But what he does do so much, and the gift he's got is unbelievable. If he wanted to do martial arts, believe me, he would show you a thing or two. if you wanted to use it for the purposes a lot of you seem to.
I used to be a bodyguard.
Yeah, he's even been a bodyguard, yes.
I worked the doors. I was a doorman. So I saw violence at its very highest, working the doors. Very nasty things I used to see, and we had to deal with that. We had no protection. We were our own protection. And that was way back in the late 80s and 90s, 1990s, and violence for them, for the doormen, vicious.
I mean, don't forget, Andrew comes from a massive big family. When you come from a big family like that, you've had to rough it.
Yeah.
You've had to learn how to protect yourself. But Andrew did it in a proper way. I mean, Joshy Johnson, you're not going to get better than that, man.
Come on, man. One of the finest.
Being taught by Joshy Johnson.
Yeah.
And if you want to know who he is, just comment.
Yeah.
And Andrew will let you know who he is.
Yeah, MBE. He's got an MBE, Dr. Joshy Johnson.
And I mean, when he tells you that he knows famous people, believe me, he knows famous people. The year before last, he was at the martial arts show. Had an award. And we all went for a meal with Cynthia Rockford. I'm not name dropping, but this is what people are asking him. Yeah. She's a famous...
Hong Kong movie star.
Martial
arts star, yeah. The queen of martial arts. Lady Scorpion.
But you'll never hear Andrew brag about that or say anything about it.
No, I don't.
Because in our lives, it's just a normal day.
Yeah, and I treat people like that, at that level, in the world of martial arts or Hollywood. I just treat them the same as a level.
And any one of them would tell you that if you spoke to them. I mean, he's friends with quite a lot of...
Bill Superfoot Wallace, who helped train Elvis Presley. God, me and Bill, when we ever come with these, he said, "Hi Andrew, how you doing?" I said, "Hi Bill, how's it going?" So you keep on kicking, Bill? You sure? I said, "What about you still doing your cheese stuff, Andrew?" "Yeah, I sure do, Bill,
he's a lovely man. And they're no different to any of you out there. You lot who want to be famous out there, fair play to you, that's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you,
That's
what I mean?
up to you,
Yep.
But Andrew ain't no threat, he's no competition.
Nope, I'm just me.
He's just himself.
Good old Andy Chi.
So, to watch Andrew, you have to love Andrew for who he is. And nothing else. I mean, he empties the bins the same as everybody else. He washes up the same as everybody else.
Help clean the little home.
Yeah.
Make the beds, help cook the food and stuff like that.
And do you know what? What I admire him for, and if any of you have to look after somebody, I arm my hat off to you, because Andrew has to look after me as well as do everything else he does. So, it'd be nice if you could show some appreciation to him, like he shows to you, without all the rudeness that comes back sometimes from certain people. There's no need for it. There's no need for nastiness and questions which are nothing to do with what he puts on there, if you read some of them. Now, it's all right to keep blocking people, but you shouldn't have to.
No, I shouldn't have to do that.
Do you know, there's enough wars in these worlds that we live in, sadly.
Yeah.
You don't need it on something like that.
It's petty. It's just pettiness. It's pettiness.
Someone who's just trying
to help
other people. What's wrong with everyone?
Not for glory or fame.
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, Luke asked a question, and Andrew's tried to answer it the best way he can. How we started. We come from ghettos. We've never had anything in our lives.
Exactly. I never owned a bicycle as a kid. Never, I had to have hand-me-down stuff as a kid. I used to, this is the truth, 1978, before we moved to the Stafford Road, I was at Heath Park Senior School, my first and last year there, because we had to move address. And I competed at the sports day event, which was at Aldersey Stadium. And I can tell you now, if she was to, they'd tell you this now, the two of them were Tessa Sanderson, MBE, Sonia Lanneman, I think she's got one of them here. And all these guys, you know who they are, they competed for England in the Olympics. Now, they were there on that day, right, when I competed I did the 100 metres, which I won. And then I competed in the 1500 metres, which I won. And I was the only one out of all the runners who had pumps. They all had these fancy spikes. And I beat them. Little old me beat them.
It says it all.
In both events, the 100 and the 1500. And seriously, if Sonia Lanneman and Tessa Sanderson were here now, they would tell you that they couldn't believe what they witnessed that day. All these lads had the fancy spikes and I just had my torn out pumps. And I still beat them. And they were saying, well, imagine if you had them spikes, what you would have done. I said,
he came from a mum and dad. His dad was from the Windrush. Came over on the boat for the land that was supposed to be full of
gold and hope and glory.
Golden streets.
Yeah, which is paved with the streets of gold, which means job opportunities were like every day.
He was invited.
Yeah, he was.
And he met his lovely mum. Mm. And do you know what that couple went through?
Hell.
Just because they were a different colour.
Hell.
And they produced this lovely family. And I mean, every one of them are beautiful people. So, I mean, from day one of being born, if the mum and dad was going through it, they were all going through it too. And when you come from nothing like that, but you've got love in that family.
That was our weapon and our power.
That's the biggest weapon anybody could ever want.
Still to this day.
I've not heard one member of the family say anything bad about the mother and father. Not one. No. They were all full of love.
Yeah.
And what they had, they made themselves.
Yeah.
They are who they are today
because
of the love from their mother and father. Mm. You know, and the dad did him the biggest favour by giving him time. Not just Andrew, his family.
Every one of us.
But Andrew's story of their dad. He sat with him, he gave him time, they watched the telly together. And it was that day when he watched Bruce Lee with his dad, he decided that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And even then, his dad was friends with Jossie Johnson.
Yeah, Dad was friends with him.
And as Andrew's already explained, he did a lot of boxing. His dad did. Mm. And Andrew used to watch through a crack in a door and go home and copy what he'd watched. You know, what he'd witnessed every time he went there. Mm. And that's how he built himself up to do what he does now. You know, don't knock him for that, praise him for it. Because if you knew him personally, or you do know him personally, you will know what a beautiful soul Andrew is. There's never any other way with Andrew. What you see is what you get. And this man will help anyone. Anyone. But you don't know half of what this man's been through. And you never will, unless you read his books. Because everything is in his books. Especially the second book. You know, so if you kind enough to follow what he does, and you like him what he does, you obviously must be to be watching it with all the followers. But you know, and that's great, we love you for it, but you're just getting the odd ones who think it's all right to challenge and criticise. And like I've always said on previous videos, don't watch it. You don't have to watch it. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to watch it. If it's not for you, then don't be nasty with your comments. Just go and watch something that you do find interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as I say, he's not a challenge to no one. He's just good at what he does. He's good at what he does. But there's a lot you don't know about Andrew. He's been through hell and back, and he's come out the other end. That's why he knows what he's talking about when he's trying to educate people. When I say he knows famous people, he does. He's just not a name dropper. Why does he have to be? They're just human beings like me and you. Yep. We're all human beings at the end of the day. That's all we are. We're all human beings trying to make the best of each day.
Yep.
And I'm going to shut up now because it just makes me angry that there is people like that out there.
Yeah.
And trust me, like the Hulk, you don't want to know me when I'm angry.
Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
But you know, Luke, I hope that's explained something to you.
Thank you.
I really do.
Bless you, Luke, for that. Honestly.
Yeah, showing the interest of us.
We could do with more Luke.
We could,
Luke
we
Linnells. Thank
could.
you. Thank you. So, yeah, we're going to be ending it there, Mrs. Chi.
Yes, I wasn't supposed to be in it, and I'm sorry.
No, you know what? This is the thing I love with stuff like this.
But, you know, I do have to stick up for him sometimes because when people are pulling him down, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that a lot of you don't know the full story with Andrew, but I do.
Yeah, she does. She's done her homework.
and the
you haven't.
And the books out there, that's what they're there for, to read.
Yeah, because, you know, I was very scared in doing the second one. The first one, no problem, because of what happened to me in 2011.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, but the second book I was terrified to do. I didn't know. I was doing this and I was thinking, oh no, how my family going to know? You know what? It's had to be done. It's my own way of therapy as well. Because the therapy that I've been having a lot of therapy, and I really have. It kind of like softened it a bit, but it did not cure it because it's going to be always there. So my own therapeutic values was to me putting it down on pen to paper, to show people, to make people feel and visualise what I'd been through. Because as a child, going through those things is the most horrific things any human being could ever go through in their entire life on this earth. And it's the worst one of all. It really is. I'm glad I'm here to tell the tale to help others and share it with others. And for us men in particular, men think, I can take anything. Whoa, that's a time out moment there with this man. Trust me. And I take this personally. I am fed up and sick and tired of these men going around with their big muscles all saying, I can take on anything. And, whoa, hang on, man. You are softer than what you are truly are. Believe you me. Trust me, I know. So don't ever walk around with this ego as men, because I'm fed up of it. There's too many of us men walking around with ego. Lose it. Be a human being. Lose the ego. Make it do one. Because you know what ego does to a human being? It destroys and kills. And it really does. Just get rid of it.
It's a disease.
It's a massive disease.
It's a horrible disease.
It's the worst disease out there in the world.
It really is a horrible disease. Each to their own.
Yeah.
You're all entitled to do what you want to do and act how you want to act.
Yeah.
But don't bring it to his channel.
No, please. Because I don't pass it on to no other channel.
Yeah.
I don't drop no ego onto anyone.
Yeah.
Never have done, never will do. There's no ego that exists inside me. Not
there isn't.
There's nothing. Don't exist.
There really isn't. I've known Andrew a long, long time, and he's never any different. No matter who he's with, you know, who's around or where we are, it's just never any different.
No, just me. It's me.
And I'm glad that the ones who are enjoying his channel are enjoying it.
Yeah, we really do appreciate your support.
That's lovely. That's really lovely.
Yeah, honestly, we do appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support on our channel. Thank you.
Yeah.
And again, if you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed yet, it doesn't cost you a dime or a nickel or a schmickel or even a half a penny. It's free. hit the subscription button and hit the notification bell. And as you know, every week, almost every day, we do content and upload it on the channel. And yeah, just tell us what you think. Give us a thumbs up, share the loves, comments respectfully. Share the channel. Tell everybody about us, that we are straight down the middle of life, and we are who we say we are. There's no acts. There's no saying, oh, come on, right, I've got to put on this face to do a video. No, this is it, man. This is the deal. This is the deal. Our cards are on the table. We're wearing it on the sleeves. The both of us do. The best way to be in life. And it really is. Don't be something that you are truly are not. Don't pretend to be something else.
Yeah.
Or try to be like, or try to be like that person, because you will never ever be like that person. I love and respect Bruce Lee, but I will never be like him. You know who I'm like? Andrew Chi, that's me. I'm not like Bill Wallace, Benny Urquidez, Jackie Chan, Jet Li. I'm nothing like them, but I admire and respect what they have done for people like me.
Yeah. Because
they've set that tone for us other martial arts people to choose whatever path which suits them. You know, Benny Urquidez, one of the finest full contact fighters on the earth today. And I met him personally and befriended him personally. You know? And I love people like him because it's great to be around, because Benny Urquidez has got this amazing aura, and he really has, honestly. No ego. This man is an action man. This is why he was the best of the best. He beat the best in the world. Benny Urquidez travelled all around and challenged their top fighters and beat them on their own turf. Undefeated. Jackie Chan feared him in that film, Meals on Wheels, especially when they did that fight scene, which has become the most iconic fight scene ever, apart from The Way of the Dragon. But yeah.
And if you want to go and meet these famous people, go along to the martial arts show.
Yeah, in Doncaster.
Next year, get your tickets.
Early May, and I'll be there again. Tickets. I'll be there again doing my Tai Chi stuff.
You know, go and introduce yourself to Andrew and all these other famous people that go there.
I think
it's a great
event. It's a great event. It really
if you're into all that stuff.
So that might be my chi ability, right? I've always had scepticism about it. I really have, and I still do to this day. But I say to people, excuse me, come and check me out at the show. You'll get to feel the full extent of my power.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And it's very strong, trust me.
It freaks people out.
Very strong.
Even some top martial arts people, they can't understand how I do that. I said to them, it's taken me almost my entire life to achieve this ability, which hasn't been easy. I'm very lucky that I can, because most people don't even achieve this kind of thing I do.
Go along, feel it for yourself.
Yeah, you'll feel the power of it. And people always say, can you use it in self-defense? Chi is not to do with self-defense. And I will repeat this time and time again. Chi, cultivation of chi is a healthy thing for you and a healthy thing for others. It helps nourish your body, and that's what chi does. It nourishes your cells. It helps with every organ in the body. It helps to slow down the use of the way how you think, your heart, your lungs. It slows the production down, save you from burning your energy out. Chi is a battery. It's there for a reason, and a very powerful battery it is too. So why not learn how to cultivate it? I've already done a video about that. But yes. So yeah, again, thank you for the support on our channel. We really do appreciate it. And Luke, thank you. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. And I'll tag you in this video as well, Luke.
And sorry for jumping in there. I'm not supposed to be on here, is it not?
It doesn't matter. This is the beautiful thing with what me and do. This is our channel. It's not my channel. It's our channel. It's ours. Andrew Chi and Maxine Chi. There you go. And namaste, everybody.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. And please stay safe out there, most importantly.
Yes,
please.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Everybody.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yes, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yes, it's Saturday.
Already.
Wow. And yeah, the weather over the UK is not too bad at the moment. So yeah. And for my martial arts people out there, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you.